Bro Talk 1000. You already know what to do, ladies and gentlemen. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and let's get it popping. Cut the music. Cut the music, cut the music. Let's jump straight into it. Out of all of these fighters you see on the screen, I want to know who you guys pick as your number one. Whether he's just your favorite fighter, he's the best fighter, he's the most likable fighter, the more entertaining fighter. I want to know your reason for picking one of these guys. Lightweight, well, if you're not looking at the screen right now, let's assume you have headphones in. We have Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, Teofimo Lopez, Javonte Tank Davis, and Ryan Garcia. So, this right here, ladies and gentlemen, before we jump into it, man, this right here could possibly be another golden era of boxing. There's no reason why these 130 to 135 pounders should not all be mixing it up within the next 5 to 10 years. This right here, what we have, is a lightweight golden era of boxing. And it's up to these networks, these different networks, and these promotional outfits to get it together to make these fights happen. Or we can have a repeat of the last 10, 15 years where we're arguing as boxing fans and complaining about why this one is not fighting that one. And me personally, man, I don't feel like doing that, man. But this is the sport we love, man. Boxing. If you're a boxing fan, this is what you signed up for. You signed up for disappointment, bro. You know what I mean? Should have picked a different sport, man. But if this is the sport you love, then this is just what you have to accept from time to time. It sucks. It sucks, but I hope these fighters that you're looking at right now can get it together. So, before I give you guys my pick, I want you to comment down below and let me know who's your pick. I want to know who you guys are predicting to be the king of this era. All right? I mean, there's a lot of talent right here. And like I said, all of these guys should be mixing it up. So, let's go down the list right now. Let's start with Devin Haney. All right, Devin Haney, he's a great fighter, great pure boxer, great defensively. Not too many flaws in his game. My only criticism is the power that he lacks. But he should have longevity based off of the fact that he doesn't take much punishment. He's a very elusive, very slick fighter. Throws a lot of combinations. Devin Haney, good dude. Good fighter. Shakur Stevenson, another good fighter, but very early in his career to pick. Now, also, what I want you to do is take into consideration that it is very early on in these guys' careers, so things can change with them. Their styles can change. Their trainers can change. Their power can change. There's a lot of things, scenarios that can happen throughout these guys' career that can influence who they are. So everything I'm saying right now may not be the case 2 or 3 years from now, but I just want to get a gauge on what you guys are thinking about it from right now. But Shakur Stevenson, like I said, it's a little bit too early to tell, but from the guys he's fighting and the way he's fighting them, he's definitely a cut above them. He was a silver medalist, I believe, in the 2016 Olympics for the American team. And right now, he looks promising. He looks like the most fundamentally sound out of all of these fighters on this list. To me, he looks like Floyd. They make comparisons between Devin Haney and Floyd. I can kind of see it with Devin, but I see it more so with Shakur Stevenson. But like I said, has yet to remain to be seen. These guys need to mix it up a little bit more. And Shakur Stevenson has a little bit of a ways to go. Now, Teofimo Lopez. Hey, we just saw the dramatic fight between him and Vasyl Lomachenko. Everybody had Lomachenko on their pound-for-pound list. I personally did not. I mean, he was on my pound for pound list because he's a great fighter, man. And, he done some great things, but I just couldn't really give him too much credit because, I mean, dude, you only have 14 fights? So, and you lost one to Orlando Salido. You know what I mean? So everybody's putting all of this stock into him mainly based off of his amateur record, and whatever. We ain't talking about Vasyl Lomachenko. But anyway, Teofimo Lopez is the goods. He's the goods, man. He's got everything. The athleticism, the power, the size for 130 or 135 if he decides to go back down or whatever he wants to do. I don't see him going back down. He's a pretty big dude already. But at 130, this dude has everything you need. The boxing fundamentals, down packed, the power, his ability to deliver the punch, his ability, like the dude has a crazy boxing IQ. And as you can see, dude has tons of heart. He has tons of heart. He showed it at the end of the Vasyl Lomachenko fight. Dude was like, all right, you ready to bang? Then let's bang. And he went in there at the last round. The last round could have determined on a lot of people's scorecards, depending on how you scored the fight, that last round could have been the determining factor. And he showed and proved when it counted the most. Teofimo Lopez. Next up, we got Javonte Tank Davis. Hey, man, not much needs to be said about this dude, man. The only person who can beat Javonte Tank Davis at this point, I believe, is Javonte Tank Davis. I'll go into it a little bit more, but Javonte Davis obviously has that explosive, concussive punching power. But it's still early on in his career, but he did it against a veteran like Leo Santa Cruz, 4-time world champion. All right, he showed you that power is good. He also showed you his boxing IQ. He shows you his ability to get to you. No matter what, you can be outboxing him. You can be hurting him. You can be beating him up, outboxing him. But he knows how to feint. He knows how to use his upper body and his footwork. He does little subtle things to get on the inside and then, bang, hit you with something concussive. And that's it. Only concerns that I have about Javonte Tank Davis is, one, outside the ring, his lifestyle choices, like, how he balloons up in weight between fights, his discipline, the crowd that he hangs out with outside of boxing, and the fact that he kind of gets hit a little bit too much for me. I mean, he does have pretty good defense, but he doesn't need to use it too much because he's not really worried about what's coming back at him as much as he's worried about delivering those shots. So Javonte Tank Davis, man, I see him having a long career if he can stay disciplined. So that's for him. Ryan Garcia, very early in his career, but he also kind of like Shakur and Devin Haney, very early on in these guys' careers, man, but show promising fundamentals. He's fundamentally sound, and actually looks like he can crack, man. I mean, from the Ryan Garcia, at least from what we're seeing now, man, it looks like he can crack. He's hitting people with some clean shots, and he's getting them up out of there. He does good body work. I like Ryan Garcia, but like I said, there's not much to judge off of. We'll have to see sometime in the future, man, what it holds. But I would like to see all of these guys mix it up. I'm not going to do too long of a video explaining how each of these matchups would end. Hopefully one day I get to do that. If these guys choose to fight, then I'll do a video on who's who and, how each one compares to the other. But now, the moment you've all been waiting for, ladies and gentlemen, my pick. The person who is easily, in my opinion, well, I'm not going to say easily, but my number one pick is Javonte Tank Davis. Here's why. Because if he stays focused, like I said, if he stays focused, there's nobody that can really beat him. I mean, everybody gets punched. Everybody's going to get hit in boxing. But out of all 5 of these guys, who would you rather get hit by? And who would you rather not get hit by? I would stand there and take a punch from Devin Haney, clean, and be okay. I would not let Javonte Tank Davis punch me in the face, bro. But the problem with that is, when you're fighting Javonte Davis, you're gonna get hit. The boy, Javonte Davis, has the chin. When he's disciplined, he has that stamina. Obviously, he has that power, and his power is dangerous. As you saw in the Gamboa fight, his power is dangerous from round 1 to round 12. He got the charisma. He has the heart. He has the boxing IQ. All he has to work on, in my opinion, is that defense. The only other person who I think on this list at the moment will give him a good run for his money is Teofimo Lopez. I think him and Teofimo will be a good fight because Javonte would have to get inside the work area. Teofimo's taller and longer, so he's got to work his way inside, and you're going to eat something. You're going to eat a lot coming inside on a Teofimo Lopez. And if Javonte gets hit as much by Teo as he did with Leo Santa Cruz, I don't know. Those accumulation of punches, man, he might be able to stop Tank or hurt him real bad. But like I said, Tank also has a chin on him. Tank sits there and take punches and doesn't even acknowledge him. You know what I'm saying? Tank doesn't really get buzzed. He gets hit, and if he's out of position, he might, stumble a little bit if his feet are crossed up or whatever the case may be. But Javonte doesn't really get hurt like that, man. So I don't see his chin being an issue anytime soon. So if he can stay focused, stay disciplined, my pick is Javonte Tank Davis to prevail, to remain king at the 130/135 division. I hope these guys all mix it up. And I hope that we can be talking about these roundabout fights for years to come. There's no reason why all 5 of these dudes should not be fighting each other once or twice in their career, man. This could be a golden era of boxing, of lightweight boxing, provided that the networks and the promotional outfits get their shit together. So, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Who's number 1? Bro Talk 1000. And I'm out. Peace.